Hello everybody, this is English for you and a very warm welcome to the studio. Today I have my Fazeka students here. Marton, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks.
Great. Nora, it's the first time you've been with us, right?
Yes.
What's the feeling?
Well, a bit strange, but...
I hope you like it, okay?
Yes.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Anna, how are you doing?
Everything's right, but I get quite so it's a problem.
Okay, good. So you have a running nose or something?
Yeah.
It's not too good. You have enough Kleenex or
Yeah.
tissues?
Yeah,
Good.
yes.
Right, we can help you if you have some problems here. Victor, what's up?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. Mati, would you give me a nice wave?
Hi, Viktor.
How are you?
I'm very happy because our new friend, Nori, and I hope she will enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm absolutely sure about it. And today we have two special guests, volunteer workers, and they work for an organization, and it's going to come up pretty soon on the projector. It's called White Cross Animal Protection Society, right? And one of them, Kristen, Miss Kristen Faurest, is from the United States, and I'm going to help you a little. The state where she's from is called the Bluegrass state. Any ideas? Over to you, Kristen. Why is it called the Bluegrass state? First of all, which state is it?
The state's Kentucky. I'm from the biggest city in Kentucky, which is Louisville. It's not the capital, but it is the largest city. And it's called the Bluegrass state because there's a certain kind of grass that grows there that they call Kentucky bluegrass. It actually has kind of a bluish color to it. And it's very rich in calcium, which is why it's very good for horses, which is why we're known as the state of the purebred horses. It's where the Kentucky Derby takes place.
And also, if I know where Kentucky is famous for the whiskey.
For the whiskey,
Bourbon?
the bourbon, the fried chicken, and the tobacco. So all the things that are bad for us. My state
Good.
is famous
Were you a country girl?
No, I was a city girl.
City girl. Did you have animals when you were a little girl?
Always, yes. We always had cats and dogs. My parents love animals. My parents don't live together anymore, but my father has 4 cats and my mother has 12 cats. And we always had cats and dogs when I was a child. We grew up in a big house next to the Ohio River, so the cats always had a lot of room to run in.
Thank you very much. And our special guest, the next special guest, is not from the United States, is not from Kentucky, but she's from Óbuda. And I wonder if you have pets at home, or if you had pets at home when you were a young girl.
Actually, I never, because we live in a block of flats, so it's not really the case that it would be really, wouldn't be the best for them.
So no cats, no dogs, no pets at home?
No, unfortunately.
But still you are an animal lover, aren't you?
I can be.
And here, if you look down here, you can see man's best friend. But I don't know anything about this dog. Well, I can recognize a dog, so I'm absolutely sure that this must be a dog. But I don't know whether this is a pedigree dog, descended from a long recorded family, carefully chosen parents, or a mongrel, mixed breed dog. Preferably, I mean, perhaps the father was a German Shepherd and the mother is a Pekingese. I don't know anything about this dog. So, Aniko, would you say a couple of words about this dog?
Yes, actually, she's a mongrel, and you are quite right, because probably she has some German Shepherd breed in it. And she's been abandoned with her 3 little puppies somewhere outskirts Budapest. And the White Cross took her and we rescued them. So now she's neutered, which means that she won't have any more puppies anymore, but she's happy.
Yeah, she's happy, and she's a very relaxed dog.
And
Thank
she's
God.
looking for a new owner.
Good. Now I'm turning to you. Would you put up your hand, kids, if you have pets at home? Right. Anna, what kind of pets do you have?
2 dogs and 1 cat. The 2 dogs, so about them. One is a mongrel, I would say, and the other is a Saint Bernard Shepherd. Or some kind
Are
of
you a
that.
responsible pet owner? Do you have responsibilities?
Every day I take them for a walk, and every summer I have to cut down the bigger one's hair because our summer is too hot for him.
Thank you very much. Mati, what kind of a pet have you got?
I have a dog. We have a dog. My family have a dog. But he's crazy. He's mongrel too, and the territory couldn't be enough for him. Any territory.
Yeah. Do you have
So
any responsibilities to take care? Or?
I have, but I don't do this.
That's a big problem. We have to talk about this, right?
My mother and my father does it, but me, no. I told you, my family has a dog, not me.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Great English, good. Now, a couple of words in connection with dogs. And the first is leash. Aniko, could you help me showing a leash? This
Yeah,
is the
this
leash. Okay. And we have another very important word here. And Kristen, I would like you to help me. And this is muzzle. Would you show the muzzle?
This is a muzzle, and this is what we put on the dog when we take the dog on public transportation, like for instance on the bus or the tram or the subway, because that way we can be sure that the dog won't bite anyone. Probably your dog doesn't bite. If you have a nice dog, it almost certainly won't bite anyone, but it's the rule on public transportation in Budapest that you have to have a muzzle on the dog.
Kristen, could you help me a little? Because I wonder how natives talk to dogs. Because it's always different. Natives talk to kids using a different language. And I believe this is the same with dogs. So I'm going to give you 40 seconds. Take the dog for a walk and talk to the dog, will you?
Okay. Lucy, do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for a walk? That's a good girl. That's a good girl. We have your leash. We have your leash. Your leash is on you. You've got a collar on already. So we're going to go for a walk, okay? Can we go this way? Maybe we'll go to Margaret Island and go for a run. Do you like that? Do you like that? Yeah? You don't bite the leash. Don't bite the leash. You're gonna bite the leash in two, and then we have to buy a new leash.
And you don't need a muzzle?
We don't need a muzzle because on Margaret Island, it's not likely that she'll run into anyone.
Good.
It's not likely that she'll be so close to anyone. It's a problem on a bus because people might be very close to her and perhaps they're afraid of dogs, and you don't want people to feel like they're not safe.
Right.
So Lucy would never bite anyone, but it's the rule that she has to have a muzzle on BKV.
Right. Thank you very much. And now what we're going to have... Lucy, lie down, will you? And now we're going to have...
Girl. Good girl.
Good girl. Right. And Kristen, would you read out this? This is going to be the quintessential formula for White Cross.
Sure.
Would you just read it out, please?
The White Cross Animal Protection Society is a member of the WISPA and a registered Hungarian charity.
Kristen, is it WISPA and not WSPA?
WISPA is the name that most people use because it's easier to say. It's a little bit clumsy to say WSPA. It's easier just to say WISPA. WISPA.
WISPA.
WISPA.
Good.
Has a good ring to it.
Yes, very nice. And what does it stand for?
World Society for the Protection of Animals.
World Society for the Protection of Animals. And the other thing I would like to ask you about the charity. What does that mean that this is an organization, this is a charity organization? What
Well, a charity organization, it's a legal entity the same way a company is, the same way a business is, but instead of a business where the goal is to make money and to provide a service, a charity's goal is to do something good for society. So a charity can be something that helps children, that helps old people, that helps the environment, or that helps animals.
Thank you very much. We are traveling to another country, and first you're going to see a still picture from a film, and I believe it's going to be your task, Viktor, to talk about this still picture, sort of guessing what do you think it's going to be about, where do you think it's going to be. So here we go.
Okay, so I can see a kind of a sign on the picture, and there's a monkey, no, an ape on it, and there are, in the background, there are some woods, but I don't think it's near to the equator, so it's a bit colder place.
Yes, so it says Monkey World Ape Rescue Center, right? Center, written in S-E-N-T-R-E. Can it be American?
No, then it's oh no, it's American. Yes.
Are you sure, Kristen? Is
I
it
don't know.
American?
Then it's in England.
Then it's British because the way it is written. Good. And now I would like you to listen to this little clip and the first question is, where is the rescue center? So we haven't learned it so far. And how many animals are there? How many primates are there? Highly developed mammals, okay? So would you listen to it? This is going to be group 1. Group 2, when and why was this rescue center set up? When and where? Would you roll the tape, please?
Deep in the Dorset countryside in southern England is a world ruled by monkeys. 100 primates have come to call this place home. Set up by Jim and Alison Cronin in 1987, Monkey World provides a sanctuary against abuse and mistreatment.
Right. So when, Nori?
It is in southern England.
Yes.
And there are 100 rabbits there.
100 primates, 100
Primates.
huge animals. Good. And why was it set up? Anna, could you catch
It
that?
was set up in 1987.
Yes, and why?
I couldn't catch.
Victor?
Me neither.
Kristen? Because these monkeys, but they are not monkeys, you're absolutely right, they are apes or primates, were abused. They were treated very badly and cruelly. So that's why they set this up. Now, I believe that White Cross doesn't deal with primates. Basically, they deal with cats and dogs. Am I right if I say that they basically deal with stray cats and stray dogs, lost cats and lost dogs?
Yes.
Right? And this is one of the most important objectives, homes and shelters for cats and dogs. Kristen, is there any difference between homes and shelters?
Yes, there is. A home is a permanent, loving, safe place for an animal to be. So the White Cross is actually a shelter. We provide temporary care for cats and dogs until we can find them permanent homes. So a shelter is temporary, but a home is permanent.
How can you find homes? You ask people to be nice and...
We advertise in newspapers, we have posters, we have a website, we have a telephone number, we have lots of ways that people can call.
Do you have a hotline?
Sure,
White Cross hotline?
exactly.
And if someone wants to be a dog owner, can they turn to you?
They can call the number and we can interview them to make sure they're going to be a good owner, a responsible owner.
Good. Does anybody have a mobile phone here?
Yeah, I have.
Mati?
What a surprise.
Mati, who wants to be a dog owner here?
I.
Okay, Martin. And have you got a mobile phone?
Yes.
Okay, so it's going to be a typical conversation. You want to be a dog owner, and Kristen is at the other end of the line. So would you just, pick up the phone, will you?
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, this is Martin.
Hello, White Cross.
Hello, I'm Martin Ignacy and I would like to have a dog.
That's very good. What kind of dog would you like?
Well, I don't know about dog, but I would like to have a dog really. So I'm not very good at dogs.
We have a very large shelter with about 40 or 50 dogs, so you'll have a big choice. There are lots of dogs that you can look at. And we have all different kinds. We have some pure breeds. We also have mongrels. Most of our dogs were found on the street, so they were homeless dogs that we rescued. And we'd like to find them a good home, but first we have to ask you some questions.
Okay.
Where do you live?
I live in a block of flats, but we've got a Almaty Square in front of us, so I can take the dog out for a walk.
And is there a dog run there? There's a place that you can
Yes.
take the dog? Very good. And are you home a lot? Can you take the dog out during the day?
Yes, I can take the dog out 3 times a day.
Very good. We also have some requirements that we ask people to follow. So you have to agree to have the dog vaccinated. That means you get the dog shots so that he won't get sick.
Okay.
Can you do that? Your veterinarian does that, of course.
Yes.
And we also ask people to agree to have the dog sterilized so that it won't have puppies, because we have way too many stray dogs as it is. Can you agree to that?
Well, yes, I can agree.
Okay, then. You can come visit our shelter. I can meet you there tomorrow, and if you see a dog you like, you can take it home that day.
Okay, I'll be there.
Please bring a leash and a collar. Thank you.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Are you happy, Martin?
Yes.
Good. Now, the second, thank you very much. It was an excellent conversation. I really enjoyed it. Now, the second very important objective is animal protection law enforcement. To enforce a law means to make people obey a law, right? Again, over to you, Kristen. How can you enforce law, and what are the laws in Hungary, very briefly?
Well, first of all, you can't enforce a law if people don't know about it. And there has been an animal protection law in Hungary since 1998. But an awful lot of people, I think if you ask them, don't know that there is such a thing, because it's still very new and it's not been very well publicized by the government. So what we try to do at the White Cross is tell people that there is an animal protection law and what it contains, and what you as a private citizen can do to enforce the law. Because if people don't know about the law and they don't push the authorities to enforce the law, then we may as well not have a law. Nothing happens.
And I believe White Cross has another line. It's called Legal Advice Hotline. And I think it would be a very good conversation now, because Nora, you need the mobile phone now. You have a problem because you witnessed that somebody abuses some animals. So what is the case? Would you just call Legal Advice Hotline, please?
First.
Hello, White Cross Legal Advice Hotline.
Hello, I'm Nora Novosadek, and I phoned because I have a problem in connection with a dog in my neighborhood. So my neighbor always hits the poor dog and lets him very rarely out, and the poor dog whines so painful. And I want to help him, but I really don't want to turn to the police, you know, or something like that.
Good. You shouldn't turn to the police, because actually this isn't the job of the police, but according to the animal protection law, this is the job of your local government. And so you have to contact your district government. Which district do you live in?
In the 3rd district.
Okay, it's the 3rd district government's problem. So what we can do is, if you can give us your name and all of the information, and you can give us some testimony, you can tell us what's been happening with the dog, then we can file the papers with the government. And if they believe that the case is true, then your neighbor will be punished and he will have to stop treating his dog that way.
Well, and the dog is being taken from my neighbor, or what will happen then?
Well, it's possible that the dog can be taken from your neighbor, and we will help him find a new home.
Oh, that sounds good. Then what should I do now?
Then why don't you come to our office tomorrow, and we will write down all of the details, and you can sign the papers, and we will file a complaint with the 3rd district government.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Excellent. It was so real. It was so lifelike, right? So go to the local government tomorrow. Good. The third very important objective is that school education about responsible pet ownership. Over to you, Aniko. What does that mean? And you have, I believe, 2 magazines or workbooks or something?
Yes, I have a couple of materials. You can see an English one and a Hungarian one, because we adopted the English one to the Hungarian circumstances. And this is because we believe that with pupils, you have to start the education at a very early age to make aware them that they do need to take care of any kind of animals.
Good, thank you very much. How is that your English is so good?
Because I've been studying there for a while, so. And I'm preparing to be an English teacher.
Good, okay.
So.
So the next generation, you can see the next generation sitting here. All right, very good. Now the 4th objective really surprised me. It is cat and dog sterilization. And when I first saw this, I was a little bit shocked, and I said to myself, is it really humane? Is it really nice? Isn't it cruel to sterilize dogs and cats, Kristen?
No, it's not. Because the first problem is that if we don't sterilize cats and dogs, one cat, can give birth to 5, 6 kittens at one time, several times a year. And so one cat, over a course of years, can be responsible for hundreds of kittens. Where do you find homes for all of these kittens? So the first problem is the overpopulation. There are too many stray animals. There are possibly as many as 2 million stray animals in Hungary. The second thing is that when a cat or a dog wants to have babies, they behave very strangely, and they don't think so well. and they run away sometimes. Sometimes they get hit by cars. Their judgment isn't so good. They don't think so good.
Yes, so you think that sterilization is a very humane and effective way?
Very humane and effective way to reduce the stray pet population, and it's also better for the health of the animal.
Right.
And
Now-
we throw away them, just like her case.
Yes.
With the puppies.
Now, I believe that the tax season is looming up. So how can people help White Cross? Because this is a charity organization, so the organization doesn't have a lot of money. I think you need help. Exactly. How can people help you?
Well, there's a very innovative, very good law in Hungary called the 1% law, where you can give 1% of your tax payment to the charity of your choice. And the good thing about this is the other 99%, who knows where it goes, but this 1%, you know, goes to where you say it goes. And the great thing is you don't pay any more. You just get to say where this 1% of your tax payment should go. And so the White Cross actually gets most of their funding from this law, because an awful lot of people think it's a good idea to support
Yes, and obviously
organizations.
you have a tax number.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be on the screen, I hope,
Yes.
so everybody can read it. So if you feel like helping White Cross, this is a time to jot it down and help them. All right, thank you very much. Whisper has magazines and also has a couple of videos, and we are going to watch a couple of seconds from a shocking video, and we are traveling to China, and I would like to ask this question. Would you listen to this? What is the problem in China? Okay? Would you roll the tape, please?
On farms throughout China, thousands of bears live in tiny metal cages, barely able to move. They are mutilated and milked for their gall bile. For some, even after they have been milked, their wounds continue to drip. Now, there are moves to legitimize this cruel industry, to turn this drip into a flood of bear products onto the global market.
That's really horrible. So, what did they do to the bears in China? Could you catch that? Anna, please.
So they are kept in cages, and they aren't able to move. And I
why?
hope that I understood, because they would like to carry them to the global market.
No, not really, not really. Marton?
Well, bear products will be traveled into the black market, maybe.
Yes, they milk the bears for their bile. What is bile, Kristen?
It's the fluid that comes out of the liver.
Yes, it's a kind of yellowish brown liquid formed in the liver, and they are milked. So it's really horrible. Do you think that with these videos, people can help? And do you really believe that we can change this situation?
Yes, I think it is possible. There are organizations that, like WISPA, that are working to change the situation, who are working to have the bears rehabilitated, rescued, and put in refuges so that they can live normally. Yes, there is a possibility.
So you do believe?
Yes, and public education is the most important thing, because if people understand where these products come from, and if they also understand that there is no scientific basis that these products are effective at all, it's a big myth. So I think if the public can understand that this is just a big swindling, a big cheat.
Right, and I learned that there is a bear shelter in Hungary.
Yes.
And there's going to be a beautiful bear. He is or she's, I don't know, he's called Kotya. And in Hungary, in a bear shelter, Aniko, what other strange animals are there in Hungary? Like, well, everybody knows stray pets and stray dogs, but stray bears in Hungary sounds very strange. What other stray animal can you find?
Actually, you can find all many different wild animals kept in Hungary, and we, as animal protectors, do not support the idea to have exotic animals such as emu. It's like an ostrich. It's huge.
There are ostriches in Hungary? Stray
Yes,
ostriches?
there are.
I mean, just walk in the forest and, hey, there's an ostrich over there?
Yes, we had once an occasion when we had to rescue kind of emu, which was running around on a highway, which is not the way how it should keep. So probably it wasn't kept in the right way. So it just.
So be careful in the forest because you might come across an ostrich. What did Gandhi say? I mean, we were talking about this kind of things a couple of days ago, and you mentioned Gandhi. What did Gandhi say about animals and society? That was a very beautiful sentence. Unfortunately, I've forgotten.
Gandhi said something that I think is very true, which is that the greatness of a society can be measured by how it treats its animals.
Right. I think this is going to be a beautiful ending. And thank you very much for coming. And I believe we've learned a lot about animal protection. Thank you. Thank you all. See you next week. Bye-bye.